That is, once again, when we look at everybody out here, do we live in a well-ordered society? No. Okay, you got one group of people that believe in this and one group of people that believe in that. So it's already in shambles before you even know it. Okay, because if you are a leader, people are supposed to basically coexist with what your doctrine is of the leader. Okay, the leader has a certain way or a doctrine. The people are supposed to subscribe to that one doctrine. Otherwise, you're gonna have confusion. Otherwise, you're gonna have one group of people riding up against that particular government because they don't see eye to eye. So the society is already destroyed on that level. Go on.
Verse 3: An unwise king destroyeth his people.
And an unwise king destroyeth his people. Okay, when you say, look, it's okay now, 2 women and 2 men to get married, the LGBTQ, they all accept it. That's showing you right there that the king, that Esau that's in power right now, he's an unwise king. Okay, that's showing you that he's there to destroy his people. And it really goes back to the whole Georgia Guidestone thing, because they want to maintain humanity under 500 million. That's why you got these chemtrails up in the air. You see them every so other second. Okay, and they mixing up seeds in terms of your food that you eat. Okay, they putting chemicals inside certain candies and sweets and all of that, like aspartame and all of that, to destroy you. Okay, so obviously we don't live in a society that is ruled by wise people. They're actually idiots. Okay, so read the same verse that the brother read. That was a decent verse. I like that. What was it? It was Ecclesiastes 10, yeah?
Sirach 10, verse 3.
Yes, Sirach 10, verse 3.
You can start from verse 1 if you want.
Sirach 10 and 1, and it says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Right, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. It's like when we're set up in the power seat, anybody's just not going to be able to believe, oh, you know, he's a Muslim, oh, he's a Hindu. Okay, you could do all you want. You could be whoever you want to be. It doesn't matter. Because if you have a society like that, what do you think the people are going to do to your society? They're going to rise up against you because if they have their own different ideology. Okay, so that's like this society. Okay, so that's why I said this society was already destroyed before it was even made up. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey man, look at it. And then they pushing out more ideologies out there. They pushing this new age doctrine. That's another doctrine in itself. So now you got what? So let's just say this, right? You got 10,000 people over here, 10,000 people over there, 10,000 people over there, and each of these 10,000s of people have a different belief system. Guess what, man? I'm gonna say again. That society's already been destroyed. And then guess what? You're gonna have quarrels amongst the people too. Okay, you're gonna have quarrels and destructions amongst the people.
That's why.
Go on, brother.
That's why when David was in the earth, asking David, when they said the house of David, everything they did according to King David, man.
That's right.
From King David all the way down, man, until David passed on.
Yeah, you got it. Go on, man.
Sirach 27, verse 3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord.
Right, lest the man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord. Go on, that's the key point. Go on.
His house shall soon be overthrown.
His house shall soon be overthrown. So if that man does not focus on the statutes, commandments, and run the earth by that setup, guess what? You've already destroyed yourself. You've already destroyed yourself because the commandments of the Lord or the fear of the Lord brings about what? Life. And we don't live in a society that invokes life. We live in a society that obviously invokes death. This is why everybody's sick to hell. Cancer is at an all-time high.
Habakkuk 2. Habakkuk chapter 2.
Right.
He is as
I'll
death.
tell you what, brother. What you got there, Habakkuk chapter 2. Okay? And you know what to get, brother. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing, because as Habakkuk will tell you, that this devil, he's not upright in his mind. He don't even know what the frick he's doing. Okay? He's destroying himself just by him being in power, alone with destroy himself. If you look at it from that standpoint, what's going on, bro? If you look at it from that standpoint of view, if you look at it like that, by him being in power, he's already destroyed himself. Because the Most High made him to be the wicked, the devil.
The beast.
The beast.
The abomination of desolation.
Right, the abominations of desolation. That red dragon. That was Little Caesar. Go on, brother.
Which are best one.
Habakkuk 2. You know the verse where it says, the spirit that's within him is not upright in him.
As Habakkuk 2 and 4 and says, behold, the soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
Right.
But the just shall live by faith.
So it says that the soul that's within is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Why the just gonna live by faith, brother? Why? Because the just are gonna keep the commandments, which invokes life, which it maintains life.
They've been justified.
Right, and being justified. Okay, so it's you have a amongst the monks and the Taoists, they believe in the yin and the yang, which there's some truth to that. There's a up and a bottom, there's a right and there's a wrong. There's different dimensions of how things go down. So, but the way of life and the way of succession, okay, is by the commandments. It's by this Bible. Go on, brother.
It says, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
It says in Baruch chapter 4, it says, this is the book of the life. All that keep it shall live, but all that depart from it shall die.
Shall die.
It tells you that in Baruch chapter 4, verse 1.
Beautiful, beautiful. And we gonna get that too. Go on, brother.
Okay, now that was that one.
You was in there too, right?
I said that was it on that one.
Okay. Yeah, go back to Sirach 10. That's right. What Baruch said. Baruch said, whosoever followeth, what did you say, brother? Say that again.
Baruch 4 verse 1. It says, this is the book of the law, something like that. I'm roughly paraphrasing.
I'm gonna hear it.
You go read it.
It's at Baruch 4 and 1, and it says, this is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever.
Right, and the law that endureth forever. How does the law endure forever? Because the law is the life. The law is what brings about life. So when we're going outside of that, go on.
All they that keep it shall come to life.
Right, all day, like you said, brother, all they that keep it shall come to life.
Right.
And this is why, if you notice, we've been out here for years, and we've been getting in trouble, and we still back on the street.
Right.
You know why? Because life is in us. Okay, the spirit of Yahweh, he's maintaining that life within us, so that we don't see death. And even if we do die, the scripture says, he that died in Yahweh shall be risen first. So we're still living anyway, but we're just living in the spiritual realm with the Father. Okay, go on.
But such as live it shall die.
Right, but such as leave it shall die. And that's what the so-called white man's all about. That's his whole entire way of how he sees things.
Right.
It's by his own standing, by doing what he wants to do. The opposite of what is good. Okay? That's what Esau is all about. Alright? And we really can't get mad at Esau. He's just doing what the Lord made him to be. And we have to learn from this man. We have to learn what it means to be the devil and what consequences you can receive from doing that. Okay? So that when we get into the other side, we'll know knowledge of good and evil. That's what this whole entire thing is all about. This is why Esau is over us, and this is why we're getting our ass whooped. So we can feel what the Most High felt when the Lord was on us to get right. So now we feel what it's like to be jealous against these other nations. Just like how the Most High was jealous of us when we was diving into these different gods. So now we know what it feels like now. Go on, brother. Take your time, I'm sorry. Yeah, Habakkuk in it.
Habakkuk, yeah. There's the point is in it says he is as death.
Yeah, you can get that too.
It's in keep on reading.
I'll tell you what.
In Habakkuk chapter 2, and it says the just shall live by faith, and keep reading.
Yeah, there's some more down on there too. Yep.
Alright, it's back to Habakkuk 2 and 4, and it says, blessed, behold, his soul is lifted up. So like before, behold, Esau, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
Go on.
He also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man.
Right, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. That's what I was saying before. Esau is so proud that he doesn't even care about the commands of the Lord. He's just doing his own thing. Esau is so crazy, he'll make artificial trees to say that, look, I created this. Man could create something rather than Most High.
Artificial trees, man.
You know, and you even got weird out creations out there. He's creating pigs with human genes and all of that. That's how this man is, man. He was created to be that particular person. He definitely.
Your abomination.
The abominations of desolation.
That's what he brings.
That's what he brings about.
Right.
Death. Go on, brother.
And neither keepeth at home.
And neither keep it at home. How long has he been in Afghanistan? How long has he been in Baghdad?
Right.
Since 2000 and what? 2?
It's the beginning of time, man.
Right. Because he's been a vagabond in the city, right?
Right.
But the thing about it is they've been in the Middle East for years, man. Look, that 2 decades almost. Because I think they were really down there around the early 1990s. They were down there for, and they still down there. So they're not even keeping that. They're not even minding their own business, and dissolving the issues that they have in their own country, like the educational system.
Yeah.
Okay, the financial system.
Right.
All of these different things that people that are suffering in this country, they're not dealing with that. Their whole thing is, look, we're gonna go over to this land and that land, and we're gonna take y'all goods, and we're gonna set up puppet leaders, just so we can establish a one world system. That's what's on their mind. That's their agenda. Go on.
Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell.
Right, that's that one world system. He's enlarged his desire as hell. Go on.
And is as death and cannot be satisfied.
Is as death. Why is he as death? Why? Because he's going against the commandments.
Right.
He's going against the laws of the Heavenly Father.
Right.
That's why he's as death. And also, when we go back into the headings, the book of Genesis, I'm going to say it in the way that the old one West says it. The book of Genesis, now when you go back there, the Lord was never with everybody communicating together. The Lord was always against that, man. When you read Genesis 11, you can see how the angels dispersed the other nations, and they had different languages and stuff like that, because the angels made them like that. So the Lord was never with that bullshit, man.
Right.
Go on, brother. So anything that the Lord is with, Esau is contrary to that. Go on.
And is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Right, and that's why in this society you can't be prejudiced. You got to accept all people. And I mean, and let's just be real, man. Like in England alone, I mean, England is racist, man.
Yeah.
It's racist. Let's just keep the shit real. You know what I mean? Because one thing about America, they'll just be honest with you. They'll say, look, man, I don't like niggas. They'll tell you straight. But down here, it's the same, but it's just covert. It's just in secret. Okay? So while TV's telling them, look, you got to accept everybody, you still got them same people, or these Edomites, their mentality is that, man, we really can't really deal with just everybody, though. We can't really be dealing with these niggas. That's the right way to say it anyway. The way they say it is the wrong way. The right way to say the N-word is nigga. Okay? We can't deal with these niggas. That's in there. That's always in the back of their mind. So, do we live in a racist system of down right? Okay, go on, brother. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. Go on. Yeah, you go.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 4.
Yeah.
But ye that did cleave unto Yahweh your God are alive, every one of you this day.
Well, you're going to have to resurrect that again. Read that again.
Deuteronomy 4, verse 4. But ye that did cleave unto Yahweh,
right? But he that did cleave unto Yahweh, Lord,
are alive, every one of you this day.
Right? Are alive, every one of you this day. So, if you're a 2/3 bug out, right? Let me get this out here. Yeah. Sorry. If you're a 2/3 bug out and you can't understand the scriptures, then that means that the Lord ain't dealing with you. Okay, that means that the Lord was never with you from day dot, man. All right, but it says them that are in Yahweh are alive always. Why? Because we're keeping the commandments to the best of our ability. So when you keep the commandments of the Heavenly Father, the power Himself, Yahweh Himself, you're always going to be living. You're always going to invoke that vibrational spirit of life. That's what's going to go down. But if you're astray from that, you're all dead man's. That's why it says in the scriptures, whosoever depart shall remain in the congregation of the dead. I'm roughly paraphrasing. I might be saying it wrong. Okay, but the congregation of the dead are those that ain't subscribing to the understanding that we're bringing about. Starting from the apostles all the way down. We got the truth, baby. All right. Hold on, brother. Yeah,
it says, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
Right. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments. Because I mean, this Bible here, like people like to liken this Bible as a religious book. This Bible ain't got nothing to do with no religion. Okay, the Bible is about a historical document of our history. Okay, the Bible is about the commandments of the Heavenly Father. That's all it is. When Moses went on Mount Sinai and he was there for 40 days and for 40 nights, he was there to collect the commandments from the Most High. That's why he was there. He didn't bring about no religion. Okay, because if you notice something, we're reading out the Bible here. We're not reading no lousy Quran or anything. Okay, we're reading our historical document. That's what we're reading. Because we understand that the Quran has nothing to do with us as so-called blacks out here. That book was made for the Arabs to subscribe to the Roman Catholic doctrine. That's what that book was made to do. Alright, so if you're a so-called Negro and you in Islam, then you in the wrong place, man. You should be in the Bible. The Bible is what you call the so-called black man's book. Okay? And that's what the world is realizing time after time, because you got it on YouTube now. Go on, brother, I'm talking to you.
It says, I've taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh, my God, commanded me.
Right, and who was he talking to? He was talking to Israelites. He wasn't talking to the whole entire world. And I'm going to prove that. Give me Deuteronomy 1:1.
Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So it says, these be the words that Moses spake unto Israel. So Moses was speaking to our people, so-called black people, man. That's who he was talking to. He wasn't talking to everybody. That whole Christian dogma madness. Go on, brother.
Spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan.
Right, in this side of Jordan. So where is the side of Jordan at? In the Middle East. That's showing you that we were in the Middle East, man. That's our natural habitat. Okay, Jerusalem, Israel. Go on, brother.
In the wilderness, in the plain over against the Red Sea, between Pa'an and Tophel and Laban and Hazaroth.
And that's where we belong. We belong in that region, the Middle East. Okay, and I'm biblically speaking, because we are the real Jews. I'm going to say it again. We're not no Muslims out here. We are the real Jews, man. You so-called blacks out here that's calling yourself West Indians, calling yourself Nigerians and all of that shenanigans. You're the real Jew. Okay. Now those Scumalakites over there in Tel Aviv land, in Israeli land, they're what you call implants. They were implants, and they got into that land in 1948 by the what is it? By the Balfour Declaration Act, man. So prior to 1948, where were they at prior to that? They were not even in that land. Okay, if you do a detour, if you do a time detour, right, and you go further back to 1933, they were nowhere to be found in that land. So how did they go into that land and claim themselves to be the Jews? It was set up by the British. The British set them up to be the Jews, man. But just because a group of I'll let you say something, brother. Okay. You know, so at the end of the day, just because a group of people declare you as this particular nationality, that don't make it true. Because the Lord ain't set you up to be that. Okay, it's what the Lord sets you up to be. That's what's true. Go on, brother.
So it says, back in Deuteronomy 4,
this society is falling apart, man. Look at this brick. This brick ain't even foundational, man. Go on, brother.
Even as Yahweh my God commanded me that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Right, go on.
Keep therefore and do them.
Right, keep them therefore and do them, which is the command. Go on, the commandments.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
There you go.
For what nation is there so great who have the Most High so nigh unto them as Yahweh our God is in all things that we call upon him for?
There you go. So that's the deal. Go on,
and what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day?
You're going to go.
The point why I brought that out is because we was reading how Habakkuk basically the soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Because when you go to Romans 9, he's the vessel unto dishonor.
There you go. There you go.
Wisdom is not. Most High didn't put wisdom in a dishonorable vessel.
There you go.
Most High gave wisdom and understanding to the vessel unto honor.
There you go.
Which is Jacob.
There you go.
Precept. Which proves, because we're gonna find out who the dishonorable people is. I mean,
it's that right there. That car.
That was at the back.
Yeah, let me read what you got, brother.
That's Psalms 50 and
yes.
Yeah, let him read it. Let him finish because he's already there already. Okay, go on.
Let me read from verse 1 to verse 11. Sirach chapter 24 verse 1, right? Wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of her people. Alright, her people. In the congregation of the Most High shall she open her mouth and triumph before his power. That's the prophets and the angels and that.
Yep.
I came out of the mouth of the Most High and covered the earth as a cloud, which is the word. That's the word. That's Yahweh Shai pretty much.
And that's showing you right there that the Most High speaketh within his prophets.
Right.
Go on.
I dwelt in high places, and my throne is in a cloudy pillar. I alone compassed the circuit of heaven and walked
That's deep. That's deep right there, man.
in the bottom of the deep.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
So that's showing you right there. See, this is the thing. See, when you read these scriptures, you gotta look at it in more in depth and what this is saying, because that's actually really deep right there. Okay, what he's saying is my wisdom is all about this earth. When you see the creation of the earth, my wisdom is there. So if we're using a different type of wisdom that does not correspond with the wisdom of the Lord, then what are we doing to ourselves? Because we were made in his image, right? We were made by his wisdom, right? So if we're using a different wisdom and understanding, then we're destroying ourselves because we were made in his wisdom. See, that's deep right there. Go on, brother.
Let's see.
I tell you what, brother, you break it down because you wanted to break it down.
I alone compassed the circle of heaven and walked in the bottom of the deep. So that shows you that it's talking about Yahweh Shai pretty much. But Yahweh Shai, he is the wisdom, he is the word.
Right.
It says, I alone compassed the circle of heaven and walked in the bottom of the deep, in the waves of the sea, and in all the earth, and in every people and nation I got a possession. So all these other nations had wisdom. Some manner, they all with their proverbs of wisdom. The Chinese, the East Indians, they all had proverbs of wisdom and understanding. Okay, even the different tribes of people. So it says, with all these I sought rest, and in whose inheritance shall I abide? So the creator of all things gave me a commandment, and he that made me caused my tabernacle to rest, and said, let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thine inheritance in Israel.
There you go. That's that covenant that went from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right. He created me from exactly the laws and commandments. Going to Mount Sinai when we exited Egypt, slavery. 400. That was a big event. That was no small event.
Yeah.
That was no small event, because we've been underneath the white man for 400 plus years. So when we exited, this is gonna be a big event.
Yeah.
So when we exited Egypt over 3,000 years ago, that wasn't no small, that was a big event.
And that's why
all the nations were terrified.
That's right.
Just like now when we get delivered, what do you think the other nations? They're
gonna be terrified.
They're
That's why it says
themselves.
That's why it says, brother, that our salvation is going to be strange.
It's going to be strange to us. The other nations, especially the whole 3,000 years ago, we exited Egypt. We exited by the millions. So the other nations were shook. Okay? And now, so let me read on.
We're not Muslims, man.
It says, and in thine inheritance in Israel, he created me from the beginning before the world, and I shall never fail. So he created me from the beginning. So you said, I am the beginning, I am the end.
Right.
Yahweh Shai said that.
Right, I'm the Alpha.
So this is talking about Yahweh Shai pretty much. If you see through the spirit.
Yeah.
He created me from the beginning before the world, and I shall never fail. That's what they say in John chapter 1 verse 1. In the beginning was the word, the word was that power or Allah.
Yeah.
And the word was with the powers. Okay? So forth and so on. In the holy tabernacle I served before him, and so was I established in Zion. Zion meaning monument, Zion, which means basically the Lord is never going to forget his people. We're always the monument of the highest. Read it on. That says, likewise in the beloved city, he gave me rest, and in Jerusalem was my power, and I took root in an honorable people, even in the portion of the Lord's inheritance.
Yep.
So honorable people. So the vessel to honor is us. So wisdom was given to us. Okay? But now, going back to the whole point of why this society is messed up, because you have dishonorable people that are not set up in the spirit to rule with life, man, in the commandments. Okay? Their whole function is death.
That's it.
Okay? That's why David said, though I walk through the valley of death, I fear no evil. Because this life is with us, man. God is with us. Right?
That's why the Bible is known as the book of life. So if you got this book of life with you, and you exercise that life, that book of life, what is your life going to be? You're going to learn how to eat certain foods. Okay, you're going to learn how to be upright rather than you being confused in a bugged out nugget. Okay, you're going to be perfect. Mentally, you're going to be pure in the mind. The Lord is going to do it. You're going to see things from a bigger perspective. Okay, and you're going to see the good. And when you see the good, you're going to act out the good that you see. All right, but this world here shows you the act of wickedness. This society promotes you to be just be an ounce, man. You know what I'm saying?
This is Psalm 50 and 16, and it says, but unto the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
Right, what does thou to do to declare my statutes?
Right.
Because what's he going to do with it anyway? If he's set up to bring about perversion, to bring death, as we all agreed on, then why is he using the commandments for? Why is he reading the Bible for? When he ain't even activating the Bible? Okay, like my guy said, Ronald Reagan in the 80s, the early 80s, he said, the Bible is the book of how a man should conduct himself. But did he use the commandments? No. Okay. So it's the thing with Esau. Esau is not set up to bring out the truth. He's set up to bring out lies and to confuse your house. That's what he's set up to do. And you can't get mad at Esau for doing that, because he's set up to do just that. That's his DNA makeup. Okay, an average so-called white guy, he can't come up here and do what we're saying. He's saying, guess what? Then the Lord will be a liar then. Then the Lord created Esau to be the devil, and a group of Edomites come in and they conspire to what we're saying. Not conspire, but they've inspired on what we're saying to do good. Then that would make the Lord a liar. All right. So all of the prophecies have to be fulfilled. Okay. That's just the deal. That's just what it is, man. So yeah, brother, go back to Sirach, the 10th chapter. We can actually no, go back to Isaiah 19. And then we'll. Okay, you're going.
And it says, but unto the wicked the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
Yeah.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Right, and why should I have taken our covenant in thy mouth? Because you got these Roman Catholic